Today, we're diving into one of the most useful and practical topics you'll ever learn in your English journey. 100 English phrases that you can use in daily life, whether you're a beginner looking to improve your speaking skills, or someone who already understands the basics but wants to sound more natural and fluent. This lesson is for you. These phrases are commonly used in everyday conversations by native speakers, and learning them will help you understand real-life English much better. We'll cover a wide variety of phrases, explain how to use them naturally, and most importantly, give you plenty of chances to practice along the way. So make sure you listen carefully, repeat after me, and try to picture yourself using these phrases in real conversations. Don't worry if you don't catch everything the first time. You can always go back and listen again. Now, let's begin. Let's start by looking at some basic conversational phrases that you might hear or use in everyday situations. For example, when you meet someone, instead of just saying hi, you can say, "Hey, how's it going?" Or, "Nice to see you." These are friendly and casual ways to greet someone. When someone asks, "How's it going?" a simple response could be, "Pretty good, thanks. How about you?" This creates a natural and polite exchange. Imagine you're meeting a coworker in the morning. You can say, "Good morning. How was your weekend?" This helps to build rapport and makes conversations more engaging. Now let's practice. Try saying, "Hey, how's it going?" Imagine someone replies, "Not bad, thanks." Then you say, "Tari, that's good to hear." These simple exchanges are very common and help you sound friendly and confident. In daily situations, when you need to ask for something politely, use phrases like, "Could you please help me with this?" Or, "Would you mind opening the window?" These are much more polite than simply saying, "Help me" or "Open the window." Native speakers often soften their requests to sound more respectful. Let's practice a short conversation. You say, "Could you please pass me the salt?" The other person replies, "Sure, here you go." Then you respond with, "Thanks a lot." This simple 3-line conversation shows how politeness works in English. Try practicing these lines aloud. They'll help you sound more natural and kind in conversations. Now, let's focus on a few phrases used when you don't understand something. You can say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that," or "Could you say that again, please?" These are very useful in real-life conversations, especially if someone is speaking quickly. Another helpful phrase is, "What do you mean by that?" This shows that you're interested in understanding more clearly without sounding rude. Imagine someone tells you, "I'm swamped today." If you don't know the word swamped, you can say, "What do you mean by swamped?" That gives the speaker a chance to explain, and you learn a new phrase in context. Practice now by repeating, "Sorry, I didn't catch that," and then say, "Could you repeat that more slowly, please?" Sometimes you want to agree with someone. Instead of just saying yes, you can say "exactly," or "that's true," or "I couldn't agree more." These are great for showing strong agreement. For example, someone says it's important to stay organized, and you reply, "Absolutely, it makes everything easier." These responses help your conversations flow better and show you're really engaged. Practice saying, "You're right about that," and "That makes sense to me." These phrases help you connect with the other speaker. If you're not sure about something, there are polite ways to express it. Instead of saying, I don't know, you can say, I'm not sure about that, or let me think about it. These expressions make you sound more thoughtful. Let's try a practice exchange. You're asked, do you think it will rain today? And you say, I'm not sure, but it looks cloudy. Then you can add, let's check the weather. That keeps the conversation going and sounds natural. Try practicing these phrases aloud. The more you say them, the more automatic they become. Now, let's explore how to express your opinions in English. When you want to share what you think, instead of saying just, I think, you can also say, in my opinion, I believe, or as far as I'm concerned. For example, you might say, in my opinion, learning English is easier when you practice every day. These phrases make your speech sound more fluent and natural. Practice now. Say out loud, I believe English is a valuable skill, and then try. As far as I'm concerned, daily practice is key. These small changes in how you speak can make a big difference in how confident and clear you sound. There are also many useful phrases for everyday activities like shopping, eating out, or using public transport. When you're shopping and you need help, you can say, excuse me, can you help me find this item? Or, how much does this cost? If you're in a restaurant, useful phrases include, could I see the menu, please? Or, I'd like to order the chicken salad. If you need the check, say, could we have the bill, please? These phrases are commonly used and easy to practice. Try this scenario. You walk into a restaurant, sit down, and the waiter approaches. You say, could I see the menu, please? Then you order, I'd like the grilled fish with vegetables. After eating, you say, could we have the check, please? Practice these steps out loud to build your fluency and confidence in restaurant conversations. Another set of useful phrases comes from dealing with time and schedules. You can say things like, what time does it start? Or, I'm running late. You might also say, let's meet at noon, or can we reschedule? These are helpful in both casual and professional contexts. Let's practice a short exchange. You say, what time is the meeting? And the reply is, it starts at 3 p.m. Then you say, okay, I'll be there on time. These are simple but important phrases for keeping appointments and managing your time well. Now let's talk about expressing emotions and feelings. When you're happy, you can say, I'm feeling great, or I'm really excited. If you're sad, you might say, I'm feeling a bit down, or I'm not in the mood today. Expressing how you feel helps people understand you better. If something surprises you, you can say, that's unbelievable, or no way. Let's try some practice. Looks like you're invited to a party and you say, "Amatke, that sounds amazing. I can't wait." Or if someone tells you bad news, you can respond with, I'm really sorry to hear that. These expressions help you connect emotionally in your conversations. When asking for or offering help, here are some common expressions. Do you need a hand? Or can I help you with that? If someone offers help, you can respond with, yes, please, that would be great, or thanks, but I've got it. For example, if you see someone carrying a heavy bag, you can say, would you like some help with that? And they might respond, thank you, that's very kind of you. These polite expressions help build positive interactions. Try practicing this short dialogue. Can I carry that for you? Yes, thank you so much. No problem at all. Practicing these short but useful exchanges will help you sound more natural and polite in everyday life. Sometimes we need to express our preferences or make choices. Instead of simply saying, I like, you can say, I prefer, I'm into, or I enjoy. For example, you could say, I prefer tea over coffee, or I'm really into watching documentaries. These expressions show your personality and make your conversations more interesting. Practice now. Say, I enjoy reading in my free time. Then try, I'm into learning new languages. These phrases give your speaking a personal touch and help others get to know you better. When you're making plans with others, it's important to know how to suggest things politely. Instead of saying, let's go, you might say, how about we go for a walk? Or, would you like to grab some coffee? These suggestions sound friendly and respectful. If someone suggests something, you can respond with, sounds good, or I'd love to. Let's practice. Imagine your friend says, do you want to go to the movies tonight? You can reply, that sounds great. What time should we meet? These are the types of phrases that keep your conversations natural and pleasant. Another set of phrases that's helpful in conversations is when you're giving your opinion or advice. You can say, if I were you, I'd take the job, or you might want to try a different approach. These phrases are useful when someone asks for your opinion or guidance. Practice saying, I think you should talk to her, and why don't you take a break? These sound more natural than just giving short answers. They help you sound thoughtful and caring in conversation. Let's also explore phrases for everyday routines. When talking about your day, you can say, I wake up at 7. I usually take the bus to work, or I have dinner around 8. These help describe your daily life clearly. Practice this short paragraph. I wake up early and go for a run. Then I have a quick breakfast and head to work by bus. In the evening, I relax by reading or watching a show. These kinds of descriptions help in making small talk and connecting with people socially. In real conversations, it's common to show interest in what others are saying. Instead of just nodding, you can say, really? That's interesting, or tell me more. These expressions keep the conversation flowing and make you a better listener. Practice responding with, no way, that actually happened? Or, wow, that must have been exciting. These phrases show that you're actively listening and engaged in the conversation. Try using them next time someone tells you a story or shares an experience. You also need to know how to talk about future plans. You can say, I'm going to visit my grandparents this weekend, or I'm planning to study abroad next year. These expressions show intention and are very useful in everyday English. Practice saying, I'm meeting a friend for lunch tomorrow, and we're going on vacation next month. These phrases are perfect for sharing your plans naturally with others. Let's now look at some useful phrases for handling problems or challenges in daily life. When something goes wrong, instead of saying, this is bad, you might say, there seems to be an issue, or I'm having a bit of trouble with this. These expressions sound more natural and less dramatic. For example, if your internet isn't working, you can say, I'm having trouble connecting to the internet, or my connection seems a bit slow today. These small changes make your language more polite and clear. Try saying, there's a small problem with my phone, and I'm having a bit of an issue logging in. These types of phrases are great for both professional and casual situations. Sometimes you need to apologize. Instead of only saying sorry, you can use phrases like, "I'm really sorry about that," or "I didn't mean to upset you." These phrases sound more sincere and thoughtful. Practice now. Say, "I'm sorry for being late," and "I didn't mean to hurt your feelings." These show that you take responsibility and care about others. When someone apologizes to you, common responses include, "It's okay, don't worry about it," or "These things happen." These are friendly and accepting ways to move past small issues and keep the conversation positive. Let's explore how to express agreement or disagreement in a respectful way. If you agree, you can say, "I see what you mean," or "That makes sense." If you don't agree, try saying, "I see it differently," or "I'm not so sure about that." These are polite and useful ways to share your thoughts without causing conflict. For example, if someone says, "I think we should cancel the trip," and you disagree, you might say, "I understand your concern, but maybe we can wait and see." This keeps the conversation calm and respectful. Practice saying, "I agree with that," and "I have a different opinion if you don't mind." These expressions make you a better communicator. You also need phrases for talking about abilities and possibilities. You can say, "I'm good at cooking," or "I'm not very good at sports." To talk about possibilities, use "I might," "I could," or "There's a chance." For instance, "I might go out tonight," or "There's a chance it will rain tomorrow, sis." Try practicing. "I'm good at solving problems," and "I could try that if you need help." These kinds of phrases are very useful in casual and work conversations. Now let's focus on expressing likes and dislikes more clearly. You can say, "I'm not a big fan of horror movies," or "I really enjoy going for walks." These expressions help others understand your preferences. Practice now. Say, "I love cooking Italian food," and "I'm not into sports, but I enjoy reading." These examples show a balanced way to express what you like or don't like. Let's also talk about expressing needs and wants. Instead of always saying, "I want," you can say, "I'd like," "I need," or "I'm looking for." These are softer and more polite ways to say what you want. For example, "I'd like a cup of coffee," or "I'm looking for a quiet place to study." Practice saying, "I need a little help with this," and "I'd like to join the conversation." These phrases help you sound polite and professional in different situations. Now let's go over phrases that are helpful when you want to start a conversation. Beginning a conversation can sometimes feel awkward, but with a few simple expressions, it becomes much easier. You can start by saying, "Hi, how's it going?" or "Hello, nice to see you." These phrases are friendly and open the door for more conversation. If you want to talk to someone you don't know well, you can say, "Hi, I don't think we've met before," or "I've seen you around and I thought I'd say hello." These are warm ways to show interest and build new connections. When the conversation gets going, showing interest in the other person's answers is important. So you can ask follow-up questions like, "Really? Ray, what happened next?" Or, "How did that make you feel?" This shows you're engaged and care about what they're saying. For practice, imagine someone says, "I just got back from a trip to Paris." You can respond, "That sounds amazing. What did you enjoy most about the trip? Try practicing this kind of follow-up to improve your conversational skills. Let's now discuss common phrases used to end conversations politely. When you're ready to finish a talk, you can say, "It was great talking to you," or "I should get going now, but let's talk again soon." These phrases help you exit the conversation smoothly without sounding rude. Practice saying, "I've really enjoyed our chat, but I need to head out, and let's catch up again sometime." These phrases are friendly and leave a good impression. Let's talk about asking for information. You can use expressions like, "Do you know where the library is?" Or, "Could you tell me how to get to the station?" These are very useful when you're in a new place or you're afraid or need help. You can also say, "I'm looking for this address," or "Can you help me find this shop?" Practice now. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the nearest bank?" And, "Do you know what time the movie starts?" These are everyday questions that help you communicate better when you're out in the world. Another helpful group of phrases is about giving directions. When someone asks you for help, you can say, "Go straight and turn left," or "It's right across from the supermarket." You can also say, "Take the second street on the right," or "It's next to the pharmacy." Try practicing. Walk 2 blocks, then turn left at the traffic light. And "It's just around the corner." These phrases are excellent for helping others or understanding directions when someone is guiding you. Let's look at phrases related to shopping and asking about prices. When you go shopping, you might say, "How much does this cost?" Or, "Is there a discount on this item?" And these are simple and clear. If you're unsure about what to buy, you can say, "Do you recommend this one?" Or, "What's the difference between these two?" Practice now. Say, "Excuse me, how much is this shirt?" And, "Do you have this in a different size?" These expressions help you feel more confident when speaking in stores. Another helpful group of phrases involves eating out at restaurants. When ordering food, you can say, "I'll have the chicken sandwich, please." Or, "Could I get the pasta with no cheese?" You can also ask for suggestions by saying, "What do you recommend?" Or, "What's today's special?" Practice now. Say, "Can I see the menu, please?" And, "I'd like the grilled salmon with a side of rice." These are very useful when dining out and make your communication smooth and polite. When you're finished with your meal, you might say, "Yeah, could I have the check, please?" Or, "Can we split the bill?" These are polite ways to signal that you're ready to pay. Try saying, "Everything was delicious," and "Thank you, that was a great meal." These phrases help you leave a good impression and show appreciation to the staff, whether you're ordering, asking questions, or giving compliments. Having these restaurant phrases ready will make your experience much more enjoyable. Let's now talk about expressing emotions and feelings. Instead of always saying, "I'm happy" or "I'm sad," you can use more detailed phrases like, "I'm feeling really excited about the trip," or "I've been a bit stressed lately." These give more depth to your communication. Try practicing, and then I'm feeling really proud of myself today, or "I'm a bit nervous about tomorrow's meeting." These phrases help others understand how you feel in different situations and make your conversations more personal. We also use phrases to talk about health and wellness. If you're not feeling well, you might say, "I'm feeling under the weather," or I've got a bit of a cold, and these are softer ways to explain your condition. You can also say, I need to rest, or I'm going to see a doctor. Try saying, I'm not feeling great today, and I think I need to take it easy for a while. These are common expressions used in daily conversations about health and well-being. Let's now move on to phrases related to travel and transportation. When you're at the airport, train station, or bus terminal, you might need to ask for information or help. Useful phrases include, what time does the flight leave? Or, where can I find the taxi stand? These questions are clear and polite. You can also say, I'm looking for gate number 5. Or, is this the right platform for the express train? Practice now. Excuse me, how long is the flight delay? And could you tell me where the baggage claim is? When taking a taxi or a ride service from Creed, you might use phrases like, can you take me to this address? Or how much will it cost to get there? If you're using public transportation, you can ask, does this bus go to downtown? Or how many stops until Central Station? These are great for navigating unfamiliar cities and making your journey smoother. Practice now. I'd like to go to the city center, please, and do I need to change trains at the next stop? It's also helpful to talk about accommodation. When checking into a hotel, you can say, I have a reservation under the name of Smith, or could I check in early? You may also ask, is breakfast included? Or can I get a late checkout? These phrases help make your stay more comfortable. Try saying, could I get some extra towels, please? And is Wi-Fi free here? These are typical hotel-related questions that help you express your needs clearly. Let's now look at phrases used when making phone calls. When calling someone, you might start with, hi, this is Elizabeth. May I speak with John? Or, I'm calling to confirm our meeting. These phrases are polite and direct. If the person is not available, you can say, Mom, can I leave a message? Or do you know when they'll be back? Try practicing. Sorry, I think I have the wrong number. And thanks for calling. Talk to you soon. These expressions help you manage both casual and formal calls. Sometimes you might have technical difficulties. You can say, I can't hear you very well, or the connection is not clear. If you need to end the call, you might say, I'll call you back later, or let's talk another time. Try saying, I think we got disconnected, or let's switch to text. It might be easier. These phrases help you communicate better during phone calls, even when there are problems. Now, let's move on to phrases used in emergencies or urgent situations. It's important to know what to say when something unexpected happens. If you need help, you can say, help, please, or I need assistance. In more specific situations, you might say, call the police, or I need a doctor. You can also say, there's been an accident, or someone is hurt. Practice now. Say, can you call an ambulance? And I've lost my wallet. Can you help me? And these are serious and essential phrases to know and remember. If you're lost, you might say, I'm not sure where I am. Or, can you help me find my way? You can also say, I think I've taken a wrong turn, or I'm trying to find my hotel. Practice these phrases. Excuse me, I'm lost. Can you help me? And I'm trying to get to this street. These expressions can really help you in unfamiliar places or during unexpected moments. Let's talk about phrases related to weather and small talk. Weather is a common topic for starting conversations. You can say, it's a beautiful day today, or it looks like it's going to rain. Other examples include, it's really cold this morning, or what a sunny afternoon. Practice now. Say, I didn't expect it to be this hot. And I hope it doesn't snow tomorrow. These phrases are simple but useful for friendly exchanges. Another everyday situation involves making plans. When you want to meet someone, you might say, do you want to grab a coffee sometime? Or, let's hang out this weekend. You can also say, are you free on Friday? Or, let's make a plan for lunch. Practice saying, I'll text you the details, and let me know what works for you. These phrases help you connect with friends and manage your time socially. Now, let's review phrases for talking about hobbies and interests. You can say, I love reading books, or I enjoy hiking in the mountains. If you want to ask about someone else, you can say, what do you like to do in your free time? Or, do you have any hobbies? Practice now. I'm really into photography, and I've started learning how to play the guitar. These phrases make conversations more engaging and allow you to share more about yourself. Let's now practice phrases used when giving advice or making suggestions. If someone is unsure what to do, you can say, you should try it, or I recommend taking a break. You might also say, why don't you talk to him? Or, it might help if you wrote it down. These phrases are polite and helpful. For example, you should see a doctor, or it might help if you got more rest. Practice now. Say, I suggest we wait until tomorrow, and why don't you ask for help? These make your advice sound friendly and respectful. Another set of useful phrases involve making offers or responding to offers. For example, you might say, would you like some help? Or, can I get you something to drink? If someone offers you help, you could respond with, that would be great, thanks. Or, no, I'm okay, but thank you. Practice saying, would you like to join us for dinner? And, can I carry that for you? Then respond with, well, yes, I'd love to. Or, no, thank you, I've got it. These expressions show courtesy and make conversations more cooperative. Now let's look at phrases used for expressing opinions. Instead of just saying, I think, try using, in my opinion, or from my point of view. For example, in my opinion, that movie was amazing, or from my point of view, we should try a different method. These variations sound more natural and expressive. Practice, say, personally, I feel this is a better option, and I believe we're heading in the right direction. These phrases help you communicate thoughtfully and clearly. It's also helpful to learn how to agree and disagree politely. Instead of simply saying, I agree, you can say, that's a good point, or I completely agree with you. All right. When you disagree, be respectful. You might say, I see what you mean, but I have a different view, or I understand your opinion, but I don't think that will work. Practice now. Say, that's true, and I'd also add, or I respect your view, but I think we need to reconsider. These help keep the conversation respectful and open. Finally, let's explore some phrases to use when you're ending a conversation. You might say, it was nice talking to you, or let's catch up again soon. You can also use, I'll let you go now, or talk to you later. Practice saying, thanks for the chat, take care, and see you soon. Have a great day. These closing phrases leave a friendly and polite impression. Let's go over some phrases related to handling conflict or expressing frustration in a polite way. When you're upset or something is bothering you, it's important to use language that communicates your feelings without offending others. You might say, "I'm feeling a bit frustrated," or "That really upset me." You could also say, "I'd like to talk about what happened," or "I think we misunderstood each other." Practice now. Say, "Can we discuss this calmly?" And "I didn't mean to upset you." These phrases keep the tone respectful, even in tense situations. Now let's look at phrases you can use when expressing enthusiasm or excitement. When you're really happy about something, you might say, "That's awesome," or "I'm so excited." Other ways include, "This is going to be great," or "I can't wait to get started." Practice these phrases. That sounds amazing, and I'm thrilled about this opportunity. These expressions help convey your positive emotions and are great for encouraging others too. Next, we'll focus on phrases used in learning environments, such as classrooms or training sessions. If you're asking for clarification, you can say, "Could you explain that again?" Or, "I didn't quite understand. Can you repeat it?" When you agree with someone's answer, you might say, "That makes sense," or "Now I get it." Practice now. Say, "Can you give me an example when?" And "Could you go over that one more time?" These phrases help keep communication clear and effective in educational settings. It's also helpful to know how to talk about goals and ambitions. For example, you might say, "I want to improve my English," or "I'm working toward getting a promotion." Other phrases include, "My goal is to run a marathon," or "I'm trying to be more organized." Practice. Say, "I hope to travel more next year," and "I'm planning to start a business." These kinds of statements show motivation and help you connect with others who share similar dreams. Lastly, let's review phrases for checking in on others. Showing care is important in daily life. You can say, "How have you been?" or "Is everything okay?" You might also say, "I've been thinking about you," or "Let me know if you need anything." Might practice now. Say, "I'm here if you want to talk," and "I hope you're doing well." These caring phrases show empathy and build stronger personal connections. Let's now talk about phrases used when making appointments or plans. If you want to suggest a time to meet, you might say, "Are you free this weekend?" Or "Let's meet up tomorrow." Other useful expressions include, "Does Friday work for you?" And "How about lunch on Wednesday?" Practice now. Say, let's plan something for next week. And "Can we schedule a call later today?" These phrases are helpful for both social and professional planning. Now let's review phrases used when dealing with emergencies or urgent situations. If something happens suddenly, you might say, "Call the police," or "I need help right now." You could also use, "It's an emergency," or "We need to act quickly." Practice now. Say, "There's been an accident," and "Please stay calm." Learning these phrases can prepare you to respond effectively when it really matters. Let's go over some phrases related to expressing preferences and choices. Instead of saying, "I like it," you can say, "I prefer coffee over tea," or "I'd rather stay in tonight." You might also say, "I enjoy outdoor activities," or "This is more my style." Practice now. Say, "I'm not a big fan of spicy food." Nah, and I'd choose the blue one. These expressions help you describe your personal tastes clearly. Now let's focus on phrases for giving directions or instructions. If someone asks you how to get somewhere, you might say, turn left at the corner, or go straight for 2 blocks. You can also say, it's next to the supermarket, or take the second right. Practice now. Say, walk past the post office and turn left, and it's across from the school. These phrases are great for helping others navigate unfamiliar places. Finally, let's practice phrases for expressing hope and encouragement. These are helpful when someone is going through a tough time or working toward a goal. You can say, I'm rooting for you, or don't give up. Other useful phrases include, I hope everything works out, and you've got this. Practice now. Say, keep going, you're doing great, and better days are coming. These uplifting phrases can really make a difference in someone's day. Now, let's take some time to reinforce what we've learned with practical exercises. Imagine you are meeting a new coworker. You could say, Hi, I'm Alex. It's nice to meet you. They might reply, Nice to meet you too. You continue with, What department do you work in? And they say, I work in marketing. You can respond, Oh, that's interesting. I work in sales. This short exchange uses simple but essential daily phrases that help you build rapport in a work environment. Let's try another situation. You are ordering food at a restaurant. The server asks, Are you ready to order? You say, Yes, I'll have the grilled chicken, please. Then they ask, Would you like something to drink? And you reply, Yes, a glass of water, please. When they bring the food, you say, Thank you very much. And when you leave, don't forget to say, Have a nice day. These common restaurant phrases are useful almost everywhere. Now imagine you're calling a friend to make plans. You say, Hey, are you free this weekend? Your friend replies, Yes, what do you have in mind? You say, I was thinking we could go to the movies or grab some lunch. They say, That sounds fun. Let's do lunch on Saturday. You reply, It's perfect. See you then. These types of conversations use friendly, everyday phrases to maintain social connections. Another situation might be at a doctor's office. The nurse asks, What brings you in today? You say, I've been having a sore throat and a headache. The doctor later asks, How long have you had these symptoms? You reply, For about 3 days now. Then the doctor might say, I recommend some rest and fluids. If it doesn't improve, come back. These phrases help you communicate clearly in a medical setting. Let's try a travel situation. You're at the airport asking for help. You say, Excuse me, where is gate 15? The staff replies, Go straight and turn left. You say, Thank you very much. Then at security, they say, Please place your bag on the belt. And you respond, Of course. These travel phrases help you stay calm and organized during trips. Let's now move into some review and reflection using real-life practice again. Picture yourself shopping for clothes. You ask, Do you have this in a larger size? The clerk replies, Yes, let me check for you. You then say, Thank you. After trying it on, you might say, This fits perfectly. Or, Do you have this in another color? These are great ways to express what you need politely in a store. Next, let's pretend you're talking to someone about your weekend. You could say, I went hiking with some friends. Or, I stayed home and watched a few movies. If someone asks, Did you do anything fun? You might reply, "Yes, I went out for dinner on Saturday night." Try saying, "It was relaxing," or "I needed some time to rest." And these are excellent for casual conversations. Now imagine you're helping someone find something. They say, "I can't find my keys." And you respond, "Did you check your bag?" Or maybe they're on the table. If they still can't find them, you might say, "Let's look together." Or try retracing your steps. These phrases show you're willing to assist and are part of helpful, supportive communication. Another situation might be asking someone for a ride. You could say, "Would you mind giving me a ride to the station?" Or, "Can you drop me off at the mall?" If they say yes, you respond with, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate it." If they can't, they might say, "Sorry, I'm not available right now." These everyday phrases make requests smoother and more polite. Let's practice one last scenario for today. You meet someone at a party and want to keep in touch. You say, "It was great talking to you," right? Or, "Do you use social media?" They might say, "Yes, I'm on Instagram." And you respond, "Great, I'll follow you." Then you say, "Hope to see you again soon." These phrases help you end conversations in a friendly, open way and possibly form new friendship. We're reaching the end of this lesson, and now is a good time to review and reflect on what we've learned. Let's revisit some of the key phrases from earlier and use them in fresh examples to strengthen your memory and build confidence. Imagine you're starting a conversation with someone at a cafe. You smile and say, "Hi there, mind if I join you?" They reply, "Sure, go ahead." Then you ask, "Do you come here often?" Or, "What's your favorite drink here?" These are warm and easy ways to make small talk and build a friendly connection. Conversations like these are not only useful, but also open the door to new friendships. Now, think about making a complaint in a polite way. For example, you're in a hotel and the room is too cold. You go to the front desk and say, "Excuse me, the room feels quite cold. Could someone check the heater?" The staff might respond, "Of course, we'll send someone right away." Being polite but clear is important. In situations where something needs to be fixed or improved, let's try another useful situation. You're attending a class or workshop and want to ask a question. You say, "Excuse me, could you please explain that part again?" Or, "I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat it?" These respectful phrases help you get the information you need without interrupting or sounding rude. Communication like this shows confidence and courtesy at the same time. One more example for today. You're finishing up a meeting at work and want to confirm next steps. You can say, "Just to confirm, we'll meet again next Monday." Or, "I'll send you the files by tomorrow morning." At the end, you can add, "Thanks for your time," or "Great meeting with you." These simple, professional phrases help make sure everyone's on the same page and the conversation ends on a good note. To wrap up, remember that learning phrases is about understanding how they're used in real situations. It's not just about memorizing sentences, but about becoming confident in expressing your thoughts and responding to others. Practice speaking these phrases aloud. Try using them in your daily life. And revisit this lesson as often as you need to. The more you practice, the more natural these phrases will become. English is a journey, and every phrase you learn is one step closer to fluency. Keep practicing, keep exploring, and never stop learning.